All right, just real quick, like Coach said, we run a 3-3-5 defense, and I'm not going to spend a bunch of time talking about why or that, but just so structurally, everybody can understand kind of where you're starting, whether it's 4, 5, 6. Man, we were looking for our best guys, our best pass, and then we're game plan specific. So a lot of these are pressures or 4-man stunts or pressures we've used over the last several years. You'll see a lot of the same guys because we like to use our best guys depending on the year. But these are our most used over the past 3 years, and they just tend to carry over that way. Okay, so our first one, our pressures are superheroes and villains. It's easy for the kids to remember. So strong side pressure is a superhero, weak side pressure is a villain. So we started with this one right here, where we're bringing our weak side safety or linebacker, depending on the year, across the. I don't like to use the word safe when we talk about defense because I don't think anyone really coaches safe for the most part, but it is something that you can keep everything structurally behind you similar to wherever your base is, and that's the same thing we do. So we can play really any coverage behind it without changing a whole bunch of stuff. We can fit the run really similar no matter what we're doing. So that's why we like this one. This one's really hard to see the offensive line. The offensive line, it's really hard for them to see someone crossing the ball no matter how they point out their combos and run their tracks. It's just really difficult, we found, to see that guy coming. And like I said already, we can play zone behind it, and we can make additions to this one, and really all of them without it being really, really expensive. We can make this a 5 or 6 man pressure really with just one word. So on some of these, I have the end zone copy. Some of them I don't because our tower broke, so I apologize for that ahead of time. But you can see right here, I do have the end zone on this one. In here or a line out here, however he wants to do it. So we're in a strong side. It's really good against zone. It's what you get right here, inside zone to him. And you can see when they set it up right here, it's some version of this combo. It's really the only thing they can do. And this guy's either going to lock on or he's probably going to step and climb. If they're going to read this guy, the back away from him, they may not do that. It'd be a lock-on call. So pre-snap, I mean, this guy's combo is really working right here. But it's just tough for that guy to see him coming all the way across the ball. I mean, even if they don't, we have numbers here. I mean, that's part of it too. But you can see the look at what 55 seeing his picture of that guy coming all the way across the ball. This one I don't have an end zone clip of, but you're going to see this guy's going to work all the way into opposite A, the nose. I'm not exactly, he's in the zero. Top of the screen. And all the combos are going to work out. They're going to leave this guy on block, and he's going to be in on the play. But try not to look at this guy making this combo. This guard should be working up to this guy, and you can see it really hurts their combos when he crosses basically 2 of them. So at this point right here, you have this guy working here. This guy is confused. He doesn't know which guy to block, and this guy ends up going right past his face. And ends up making a good play. I mean, even if we don't get the defensive end, we're going to get the stunt working and making the play. And just one of the biggest reasons I like this is down here, we're playing zone coverage. We're playing 4 over 3. We're playing we've got a deep third over here, or if it's a pass, we've got to have a guy working into the flats. I mean, we're playing a cover 3 concept. We'll get in a 4-man rush if it's pass. We also really like this against run at him, even or run away from him. So it's really good in all situations. Here's this bear front, however you want to call it. We call it 5 across. We've got like a 5 across front right here. And we've got this guy. The nose is going to work here. The weak side guy is going to work across into A gap. And then these guys are going to bail out of there if it's pass. So they get pass right here. So we're just getting a 4-man rush because those guys are bailing. We're playing cover 2 behind it. And then we get, I've got the end zone view of this one. We get a one-on-one with the running back. Our linebacker running full speed into the running back. He's got to throw it fairly quick. Okay, but again, it's a 4-man rush, so we're okay if he gets his ball off. We're not selling out to get a sack right here. If we do, that's great. we're dropping 7 right here, playing just a rushing linebacker, gets a one-on-one as well. Here's another look at it right here where we're just getting a 4-man rush. So this is more of a traditional look. We're in a normal front. We're playing a cover 3 concept behind it. We bring that guy just into opposite A. So they slide everything this way. Here, this guy's coming into opposite A right here. The back steps up and does block him, but we get a pretty good push. And we're getting a full speed run at the running back from 5 yards. He's going to have to step up. This actually, the guard steps up right here. Okay, but a lot of times it's the running back. But even then, with his pass set, we're getting a full speed run. He blocks him. I mean, he blocks him right here. But the pressure and the interior pressure collapses it down. The outside rushers get there. But even if they don't, again, we got a 4-man rush. I feel really good about what we're doing in the back end. We're getting 7 in coverage, playing one of our base coverages. So this is a really inexpensive way for us to manufacture pressure if it's pass. Okay, or timing, or disrupt the combos of the offensive line if it's run. Here it is out of a man look. Okay, so you've seen cover 3, you've seen cover 2. Now you've seen it with man behind it. Okay, so the nose works away, and he's going to make him a running back block. He's got to step up and block him. He's a yard away from the quarterback. He doesn't get much. We get a push back into him. Quarterback's got to throw off his back foot. Makes it enough of a tough throw where it's behind him and it's incomplete. If we don't get an interior push right here, it's probably a completion and maybe even a touchdown. But because he doesn't get as much on the throw, a bunch of different things behind it. Here it is against inside zone out of the play side A. Got that one a little bit early. But again, you see the combo down here to the bottom of the screen. They're trying to combo the nose, and they let the guy run A-gap run right by him. Here it is against gap scheme. Okay, so they're going GT counter right here. They actually get a piece of him right here. They block it. But because of the way they're trying to block it, and then we disrupt the timing of the pullers right here, so he gets the kicker, he gets the kick, he gets the swab as well. So it leaves our Mike free to make the play. It slides through right there. I mean, they block the stunt, but again, we can still fit being physical to disrupt the pullers. You know, when we get it to where it's second 8, where we can really do some things on second down. Here's a third look. Okay, so when you start doing this, we start crossing the ball a lot, which is stunt you've seen right here. Is here, this guy's going to cross into opposite A. You start seeing that. So to work something against that, we like to use our play set guy in A-gap, which everybody has something like this. So the same look you saw a little bit ago where we're 5 across. You saw this guy coming into play side A. Now we're just going to send the front side guy. So they're in an empty look. Okay, we waste both tackles. They're kicking out to those guys. So we end up with a one-on-one, one-on-one, one-on-one. The nose gets a one-on-one. So we got 4 one-on-ones. So just thinking, just like offense, just thinking plays off play, same thing. Okay, we've got the opposite A-gap pressure. Now we're gonna, our response off that would be just the play side A-gap pressure. Here it is again. They block it up this time. So 5 across. Running back steps up and blocks him. Gets a piece of them, so they flush. Okay, we don't have any contain right there because we bail on the pass, so our tackle didn't do a great job. Their left tackle on our defensive tackle did a really good job pinning us. But you can see right here we're playing a zone coverage, so we get eyes back around. So what could turn into a disaster against man, where we don't have anybody back there, we're still able to play zone behind it, have eyes right there, and it turns into 2nd and 10 instead of 1st and 10, or in this situation, maybe even a touchdown. But we can do all this. We can one-word for our kids to learn it. We don't want them to think very much. Okay, so that was one of our most used and our most efficient pressures over the past couple of years. We get a lot of mileage out of that through the year. One of the other things we get a lot of mileage out of is our corner pressure. where we're just sending the weak side corner off the edge. The weak side defensive end is going to stick into B gap. Sometimes we'll tell him he's got a 2-gap go. If he wants to go all the way to A, he can. We'll game plan it that way, but our base camp rule day one is he's going to go 1 gap into B gap. And our corner is going off the edge on the weak side. Again, what's the reason we like this? We like it against everything. It's tough for the offensive line to see a defensive back. Usually, when you see presentations, they're not counting for corners out there. Most people say we don't block corners, which we don't. Our offense doesn't either. So when you start adding that guy in, it can cost them a fun little carrot you can dangle to get that guy to, have something fun to do. Okay, so we're going corner pressure up to the top. This guy's going to go into B gap. We're sending him off the edge. This guy's going to roll over here and play deep third. This guy's going to go play underneath. And everybody else is playing a base coverage down here. No one else changes right here. One thing that you do have to work on this, when the back is on his side, however you want to handle it, if there's any kind of read game in the backfield, we tell our guy that he's got to blitz or he's got to rush the hip of the near guy to him. So that's the back right here. So you can see him kind of slow down and make sure he doesn't get any quarterback read pulling it at him. Counter G. They see a pull. Let's go. Good job by the defensive end. Okay, here's got a corner. The corner to the bottom is going. Number 2 right here. Number 6 is going to take this guy. We tagged a man look right here to the bottom. So to the top, we're playing zone. Okay, then we're going to play man on this guy with the weak safety. He rolls over here. We're going into B gap. He's off the edge. He can go fast right here because there's no back on his side. So you can see he's flying. You see the back at him. Once he clears, he doesn't have it. He just keeps going. He's going to end up making a sack right here. So that's fun. I mean, when a corner gets a sack, our D linemen go crazy. You can see they're all excited for him. Like, that never happens, which it really doesn't. I think this might have been the only one this year, but it's fun for those guys. Okay, so here it is to the top right here. Going off the edge, we get a 4x1 look. So down here, okay, these guys all right here, they're playing the 4x1 look. Okay, they're playing the rules. We back this guy up. We're going a deep third, and then he's going to play in the weak flats if it's pass. Okay, so you see the tackle. He tries to kick out there to him. It's just tough. And this corner is not very big. This kid is like 5'5", 150. Now he's really tough. He's a state placer wrestler, but he's not very big. But you can really use a fast guy. He almost chases us down, and they end up getting a completion right here for a couple yards. But again, I don't want to use the word safe, but there's not a whole lot of risk right here. We're playing zone behind it. They get a completion. It ends up being 3rd and 4. We'll take that. Got the end zone copy of this one. Okay, he's going off the edge. This guy's going to sink back. There's a safety out of the picture. We've got a linebacker. This whole side of the field is not doing anything different. We're playing cover 2 look right here. So this guy's in B. We may have given him a 2-way goal in this game. I cannot remember it. Yeah, you can see he's really trying to work to A right here, but 55 slides away from him, so he just takes it. So no one ends up blocking him. And now this was probably week 9. I think it was something like week 9. So the team we were playing had seen this. So you see 5 check up onto his side and then sees him off the edge and he chips him. But he has to throw it really fast. And that turns into a turnover. And so again, you're seeing, just like offense, I was watching Cook right there, just letting these guys focus on what they're doing without giving them too. So we've got the corner to the top. He's going to pressure right here in 2x2. We don't care if we do it at 2x2, 3x1, 4x1. We try to do anything we can not to check out of this stuff. He's going to work here. He's going to work here. The linebacker underneath. Everybody down here is playing the zone coverage they're used to playing. The coverage called. flip it to the flats. Our linebackers dropped right there into the flats. He rallies up and tackles them. Okay, but this is all because of the pressure gets to the quarterback, makes him throw it fast. Bad snap doesn't throw it fast, rally up and make a play. So here it is against run. Okay, so what we tell our corner if he gets run at him, he's going to run the same pressure. They're not going to be able to block one of our better tacklers. So up to the top, he shows a little bit early. They don't kick him. They end up trying to log the defensive end, and the puller has his eyes inside and wraps for the linebacker. They miss the corner. And this is a pretty good job of him by getting skinny and getting his legs. That's about as good as you're going to get on run at him like that. That was a really good job by him. So we don't mind if it's run. We'll run it against if we're expecting run. If we are expecting pass, we don't mind against either one of those things. Okay, here you can see up top we're playing man down here in the red zone. He's going to spike into B. He's off the edge. There's no read game possibility to his side, so he can go really fast. If the back's over here, you might have to slow down a little bit. But since he's not, he can really go. He's not really a factor in the tackle, but you can see he just takes away any cutback right here is gone. He flattens it out. So again, run away, run to him. We don't mind. We'll call it in a rundown. So this year we added for the first time, we call it flop. We're just exchanging gaps at these guys. We're going to work upfield with the weak defensive end and put the corner into B. This year's the first time we did it. It worked really well for us, so I'm sure we'll continue to do it. But if you're going to run that corner pressure a lot, you've got to have something to constrain it, and that's kind of the thought process we had when we started doing this. Okay, so the corner of the bottom right here, the defensive end is going to but again, the combos are already worked out. Combo into that to the 5 technique. The nose. They leave B gap open for a fairly easy TFL for the corner. Okay, so just constraint plays, just like offensive guys do. We want to have plays off plays, and this is one of those things. Here it is again. Okay, so you saw this already against this team. They're in a 4-by-1 look. We've already done this. So now we're here, and we're going into B gap. This guy comes over and plays the deep third. This guy's going to play into the flats. See him work upfield. They help us out there by full sliding away. And then there's nobody to block the corner. And he doesn't end up actually making the play. That's one thing you do have to train a little bit. They're coming. Usually they're going to be unblocked. You throttle down and be able to make a play. And that's tough. You're going full speed into a 7-yard drop. It's called X strong and X weak. Exchanging the defensive end and the safety or the linebacker on this side, again, depending on the year. We also have X strong, where we'll exchange these guys. So if you have a guy you lock up a lot on the weak side, which is why we put this in, this picture's from depth, but we had a guy that he would walk up right here a lot against heavy personnel. You can really utilize this if you're wanting to switch up your read game, like how if you're a gap exchange, or if you're not, you're trying to switch up what you're wanting the quarterback to see. This is a good way to do it. So you'll see most of the picture we have against these are with the guy walk down. So here's the exchange happening right here. He's going to work up the field. He's going to work into B. Everybody else is running the base call against a team we've already done a couple different stunts against. Now we're going into weak side B. And they slide to it just fine. Their guard sees it. But the wide slide gives him a 2-way go. He ends up getting into B and, getting hit on the quarterback. So again, this is simple exchange. They pick it up. He gets a little bit of pressure, a little bit of push. He ends up getting his hand on this ball, so it's tipped in a bad throw. But again, we're getting a 4-man pressure out of a different kind of look. Everybody from here to the top of the screen's playing a normal base down call. Down here, because it's empty, we made a few adjustments. But it's not expensive. Nothing we're doing is real expensive here. You're going to see it right here, where we gap exchange it. A vertical push, that tackles triple team. So he's going to vertically push the tackle in the tight end. So he does a decent job. He ends up getting turned out at some point right here, but that's because the tackle stays on him. So he doesn't end up losing any ground. He just switches into B gap. And again, the guard's going to him. But that happens so fast. and the guard's trying to combo to the 5 technique or to something else coming to him, where he just doesn't see him coming. So again, this one's been really good to us because it's just really easy and inexpensive. We don't have to add very much to it. Here's a look at option, where I was talking about mixing up the quarterback player. Okay, so typically for us, this would be the quarterback player. They're looking at him. They're going to pull and read off him. But what ends up happening here, we're going to go vertical, switch into B gap, working outside, makes him pitch it really quick, and let our pursuit gets there. So just to read for the quarterback, if you need a different way to do that. Again, it's a one word thing you can do. This would be a not very good version of it. I wanted to put it on here because it happens. This is a terrible job on the stunt right here. We show it early, we get no look, he's spinning around, not really doing what we want him to do there. But all that being said, we're getting a 4-man rush, and we're just playing zone behind it, and we're fine. If we don't get there, we're in good shape. We're not gonna. It's not a bust. We're not going to panic. We're still in good shape if that happens. To B, this combo is probably working to this guy. You can see him point to him, the offensive lineman. 55, he works away. So 55 says I'm supposed to climb when he works away. Slide the linebacker inside. Bust in the backfield. But even if it's option right here, one's going to pitch this ball right now, and we're going to have a guy for him. So here it is again. If you're going to walk guys down, you're going to get this push into B. This is ISO actually to the left side of the screen. But one thing you got to coach, I think that you've got to flat down the line for the pursuit angle, or if this ball bends back, I've got to be there. Instead of, if I just give, that's something that he's not, you're going to leave gaps. So you've got to coach to pursue, keep working down the line of scrimmage, and he may get one of those the whole year, but the one time you need it, at least he's been coached to do it. Okay, so then what you can do is you can take them both at the same time. We call that games. Okay, so right here, you're going to get 2 exchanges. So you're going to get a twist there and a twist there from those guys. They worked in pods. So again, 4-man rush. You're getting 2 X's or exchanges, whatever you want to call it. Creates pressure for quarterback and the offensive lineman. Yeah, but defensive end does a really good job pulling that guy. And then once we decide who that's going to be, we're going to roll with it. Like when I was talking about on that first slide, like we're going players first, just like offensive. The offense is players, formation plays. Defense, we're coaching it the same way. We're going players first. How to get our best guys to the ball as many times as we can in a game. So this is a look where they actually pick it up. Okay, so 4-man twist look right here. They pick it up. Quarterback, he's got a lot of time right here, but we're playing zone behind it, so we're okay with that. We're not panicked. We're not running, chasing guys in the back end and man coverage. We're playing on. Okay.
Like I said, I would budget about 2 for whatever you want to talk about. Then I got like 2 quick questions for you, and then we'll move on to Coach John.
Okay, I won't go over this very much. I'll just show the structure of it.
Okay.
One thing we want to do, we like to do a little bit of too, is we call it overload. This is an NFL. You see it all over the NFL. We just kind of stole it from those guys, where we're getting 3 big guys to a side, 1, 2, 3, like a 5, a 1, 3, and a 5, and then a 5 to the strong side to dictate a slide or to get a one-on-one up to the top. That's been really good to us too. There's some things you can do out of it. I'm happy to send that out too if anybody's interested in that. Obviously, we don't have NFL players, so what we do is limited compared to what they do. But it's something that that we've used a little bit throughout the years. It's been good to
choose to start adding blitzes. So I think the interesting little piece of that is like I think the base structure for most of us with the stack is the same for the most part. I mean, we all have our little, whether we're 5-0-5, 4 whatever. But in terms of the initial install, at what point do you start adding your blitzes and your stuff behind it?
So we will start, and we have spring ball here. So we'll start in the spring, And I didn't get to it. I know I wouldn't. I had some clips on there about how we do that. But we'll start in the spring, and we'll start with cans. And then we'll go with like our 1s, 2s, and 3s. Our 1s will go first. Our 2s and 3s will watch, and we'll run the same thing, so they literally can't screw it up. And then we'll go from there. We'll add, and we get some padded days too. But we won't put the whole blitz package in. But like
coverage options do you have behind your blitzes? Like, because again, I've gotten initially got simpler and simpler. Now I'm getting a little bit more advanced in where are you kind of at with back end structures with your blitzes?
So we're a one high team, so every version of cover 3 you can think of, and I mean all that saying is like where you put the guys in cover 3. Those are different words for us, but at the end of the day, it's some version of cover 3. We can get in cover 2, which you saw some clips on there. We can get in man. We have some like cover 1 stuff. We're not a real big cover 4 team, so I guess to answer your question, 3 or 4 if you're talking structure, and then you can put those pieces wherever you want. But again, we're not carrying all those every week, if that answers your question.
It does. Like I was just curious because, like I said, I've gone whole seasons where I've pretty much taken what kind of your kids could do. So yeah, I think that's about it. I think that answered most of it. So coaches, Twitter and other stuff being content information. Like I said earlier, I mean, we're not fully back on schedule, but we're close. But again, Coach did a good job. If you got any questions for Coach, don't hesitate to DM them, reach out to him. I'm going to cut these up. The cut-ups will start popping up on Tuesday because tomorrow podcast drops, so I try not to put those on the same day. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll make sure I'll have each of these 4 clinics cut up and out separately. So other than that, Coach, thank you. Appreciate you.